Do you have that one friend that likes to order everything on the menu, and then when all the food comes, you look at the spread thinking, what have we done? I'm guilty of that. So, I'm gonna embark on a journey to waste less food. And I thought, why not convert it to a fun little experiment to see which alternative is better, eating out or cooking at home? Hold up, I know what you're gonna say. The answer is obvious, Wendy. Cooking at home is definitely cheaper. I know it is. But for the purposes of this experiment, I'm gonna see how much cheaper it really is. So, now that we've cleared that up, I love cooking, and I grew up doing that a lot. But as I grew older, it's really hard to find the time to, you get it. But my New Year's resolution is to eat healthier and save money by cooking more, so I'm gonna spend a week eating out and another cooking at home to see if it's worth making the switch. And how sustainable it is. Let's get down to business. So basically, we're gonna set some parameters, okay? I know there is a cost for cooking at home and there's a cost for eating out. Singaporeans spend about $60 on average per person on groceries for a week. So I understand that budget does differ when you're cooking for a family. So how I'm budgeting right now is for one pax meal. In this way, I feel like I get full control of my quality and quantity of foods. Okay, so it says in this article that Singaporeans need about $16.89 to have 3 meals out. So that is about $120 for a whole week. We'll see how the challenge goes. So because I'm trying to challenge myself, I ended up setting a budget of $105 per week for both eating out and cooking at home. My usual cup of coffee is $4 and my entire breakfast comes out to around $7.50. Not sustainable. So I'm getting a little worried as I'm on my way to my first shoot. So I am at Lau Pa Sat. I'm filming my tea talks and my first meal is taping, which is $2.20. So, I don't know, let's see if I can stick to it today. Can I have the number 1 dry?
Spicy?
Spicy. How much was your food today?
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so the coffee is $2.20. Then I bought a plate of nasi lemak. It's I think $8.50.
That's expensive.
But I want to know how much Wendy spent on lunch yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday lunch was crazy. That's why I needed to start this experiment pronto because I was like, I'm spending way too much. Okay, so day 1's done. I spent a total of $15.20 today. I think it's just proving to be difficult because I myself am someone who likes to pair every meal with a drink, and I don't know, $15 a day suddenly feels very daunting. Feels like, where the heck am I gonna find cheap food? Eating out in the CBD proved to be a challenge. But I was also curious to know, does everyone feel the same struggle as me?
Yeah, so I just buy this Vietnamese food. I just bought 1 pho, beef pho, and 1 spring roll. It's $14.60. I'm a broke student who can't keep asking my mom for money.
So, I found out there's someone in the office who eats the same meal every single day.
That's crazy.
I found her. Okay, but for me it's because I like to eat while I work. It helps though because I don't work from office already.
How do you reduce costs? Or is there any way to like reduce costs to like when you're eating out?
So all the supermarkets will have like discounted stuff after 7. It's like, and it's quite big discounts. If you go to the Don Donkey at Novena, it's like 20% off, 30% off. So it's quite cheap. Because
Okay, $15 a day.
for 3 meals. So I realized one thing why $15 is acceptable for me. I don't buy drinks.
Oh.
I know how you can save. Okay, just bring reusable when you go out. Can save money and environment.
Can I have ice oat taping? And can I put it in my own cup? Cute. OMG guys, I got a 10-cent discount from using my reusable cup. So, life hack. So I was gonna top up from this place, but I realized it's like 30 cents for packaging, which is crazy. So I'm just gonna meet my friends for lunch and eat out instead of like topping back to the office. The deeper I looked into it, the more shocked I was to learn that Pulau Semakau, our only landfill, is expected to reach full capacity in just 10 years. It made me start noticing the habits around me, and I couldn't help but wonder, do most Singaporeans even know this is happening? and how it affects us and our future generations.
Oh, I heard about it.
You heard about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about it.
2035 is only in like 10 years time.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched some documentaries about it.
Any thoughts on using reusables? Will you all like incorporate that in your lifestyle?
I used to be more conscious, but I just found it to be quite a bit of a hassle, having to like wash.
I think I just got very self-conscious about how much plastic there was every time I dabao food.
Wait, so you realized one day that you were just using too much plastic?
I think it was during COVID, like, because there was a period where we could only take out, right? There was just like so much plastic and we were throwing away so much plastic.
Do you know that Singapore's only landfill is actually filling up by 20?
Oh my god, yeah. Panic-inducing, honestly.
Yeah.
This was actually a gift. It stores like cold drink for a long period of time, like much better than plastic cups also, and it saves the environment also. So why not?
Do you know that our only landfill in Singapore is actually filling up in COVID?
10 years time. Is that fast or slow?
Hey, that's the reason why I'm starting this experiment, right? But at the same time, the trouble I'm having is that I have been going out a lot this week. It's been event after event after event. Where the heck am I gonna find food for like that cheap? And I realized the common misconception is that cheap food equals hawker food, which is true. But at the same time, I realized I've been wanting variety. As the week went on, I found myself looking at other ways to get a variety of food on a budget. I found some food rescue apps actually, like Indie, that allow you to get food at a cheaper price because it's a surplus that the restaurant has or the bakery or whatever. And this is quite interesting because I think they also share about how much CO2 you prevent, how many meals you've rescued. So I'm quite intrigued by Indie and I'm going to give them a try. I'm going to let you know how that goes. But before going to rescue food, I decided to talk to someone from Indie to learn more about their platform. Do you feel like food is a huge...
Yeah, for sure. I think in Singapore, mostly it's because of outside our minds, so they don't really see the food waste happening. In Singapore context, I think annually 800,000 tons of food is gone to waste. So of course, it's a huge problem.
So is that where you all come in, like in terms to help?
So basically, we help merchants to recover back the costs, and customers get to enjoy a 50% off. But along the way, they learn something about food waste because we do have like a CO2 calculator, which when you save 1 meal, you're offsetting 2.5 kilograms of CO2. And also, customers don't get to choose on what they're getting. Everything's a surprise.
Okay, my order is confirmed and I am waiting for my surprise box. I'm quite excited. I'm getting a $20 box of pastries for half the price. Pizza bread and like there's a tuna puff and there's another like sweet pastry inside. So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rolls, guys. It's like 3 days worth. Do you know about the landfill situation actually?
It's gonna run out, right?
Yeah, it's gonna run out soon. In 10 years actually.
Wow, okay, that's gonna be fast. It's gonna be fast, yeah.
It's a big thing, like basically food waste, like contributing to it filling up and it filling up faster than expected because I think Singaporeans are not as used to thinking about this in their mind frame.
I think in general, Singaporeans are quite choosy when it comes to fruit and vegetables. The minute they see like a black spot or something like that, they won't really choose the fruits or vegetable. So we always try to educate and tell them it's still safe to eat, it's still safe to consume. So these are certain ways that we are trying to educate the partners. Because at the end of the day, it's not all about discounts. That's not the main goal. The main goal is to actually clear food waste and make sure that we are emptying the bins of merchants. So every quarter, they can just say, hey, I'm partnered with Indie for this quarter or this year. We have saved this amount of CO2. We have saved this amount of meal.
Over the next few days, I tried my best to keep within my budget. But there came a day a friend asked me out for impromptu dim sum and guess what? Yes, we over-ordered. Okay, so remember how I overspent the other day on dim sum? I put it to good use and it's my lunch today. It's honestly a girl dinner lunch, but I'm not wasting food, so that's the important thing. So today my lunch is, should I say free? I think it's free because it's paid for by past me, so it's free. Okay guys, good night. I'm quite excited to actually start cooking at home because I feel like I want to try a lot of recipes. Yeah. Time for my inner chef to shine. Well, that didn't go as planned. I woke up late, so my breakfast was instant coffee in the office. Then when I went home, I realized I had no food in the fridge. It's time to shop. This is me at the supermarket. I'm going to attempt to make garlic butter shrimp scampi. And I'm excited. It's my favorite thing. But if there's one thing I know, it's that I don't have self-control. So here's hoping I don't buy too many groceries. I need herbs. Garlic is expensive. Should I get individual onion? Yes, it makes more sense. POV, you're in my shopping bag. Should I get fresh prawn or should I get frozen prawn? No, okay, I think fresh prawn. No, frozen prawn is definitely cheaper. I'm so distracted. I kind of want to... Oh, I'm seeing a lot of stuff here that I kind of want to buy. Just gonna like go by feels at this point. I got thyme. What's it parsley? Should I get both? No, I shouldn't spend like that. Oh, the cheese are so expensive. Should I just get like an already shredded cheese? Do I need cheese? Oh my gosh. Honestly, I came here with no plans and just a dream to make garlic butter shrimp scampi. I genuinely hope that the checkout is not going to be expensive. I think I'll cry if it is. Okay, I was hoping to spend only 20 bucks on this, but I ended up spending almost 2 times the price. So, I need to find a way to reuse some of these ingredients to make my money's worth. It's so expensive. So this is my food haul. Note to self, bring a reusable bag. Would have saved some cents and the planet a little. I'm cooking for 1 to 2 packs. I realized I have to buy like a whole pack of this, a whole pack of that, a whole pack of that. It's a bit hard to portion. You should go with a plan. I just followed like a TikTok recipe. I saw what they didn't even write the portions of what like he used. So I'm gonna aga later my portions. But yeah, going with the plan and the list, I think it definitely helps with budgeting. Better. It smells not bad. I must say, I'm pretty proud of how al dente I cook my pasta. Didn't have to lie.
No, I actually like the taste.
Rate it at how many out of 10?
I think it's a good 7.
7. Not bad.
First time.
Okay. Thankfully, she liked it, but cooking a recipe we found online is actually not that. I don't know if it's the most effective way of like going grocery shopping and like using my resources. So I'm gonna reach out to this friend who I know cooks quite regular now. She makes such nice stuff and I'm so jealous. Yeah, so I'm gonna like hit her up and like crash her place tomorrow and see what we can do. I've decided to go grocery shopping at the market with a true home cooking pro and my friend Kayin.
So my fish uncle is at the end.
Ooh.
You can say hi now. Wow. 他们拍我，他们拍你呀！你拍个镜头啊！你这么帅，为什么不要？拍20年前你在拍的 OK。你这样表好看，他们不能这样子。I think one thing I like to do is to buy the whole fish, and then I can make broth out of the bones, and then like the fillet I can steam it, things like that.
So it's like easy to portion your food then?
Yes, I can get like 2 stalks of lemongrass instead of 1 big bunch at the supermarket. Plus, if you know the uncles and the aunties, they will give you like the coriander, the spring onions, and all that for free. So I always feel very lost when my vegetable uncle is closed. Like, why? Now I feel like I don't know what to buy because at his store there, like there's a process to it, you know. 他在新加坡长大啊，很美。哦，谢谢你。Our host is like creating a ruckus in the market. Yeah. She's too pretty. No. One thing I've learned about the supermarkets is that they actually have a corner for like reduced to clear food. So like maybe like slightly imperfect fruits in a bag, and this bag is like $2. I'm not that picky anyway. Yeah.
And as we return to Kayet's house, I'm curious to find out how else she avoids food wastage.
Oh, actually your fridge got a lot of stuff. Oh, okay. Okay, it's exposed now. Well, I have some leftovers. Like, I make green bean soup. Ooh. So It's a bit clunky now because it's frozen. Some leftover rice. So there's a lot of different camps of people whether you should keep your rice or not. So something that I've learned like about keeping especially herbs fresh. So I think I tried and error quite a bit and this is working for me right now. It's coriander.
Right.
Can you guess how long it's been sitting in my fridge?
2 weeks?
About there?
Because I know once I keep it for a week, then it's like it starts to wilt already. Yeah.
So what I do is I'll just put it in water.
Okay.
Just the roots.
Okay.
And it's been keeping the coriander quite fresh. Here, oh my god, it's very messy. Okay, I have quite a lot of things that I freeze on a regular basis. I think spring onions are one of those things that you buy in bulk, right? I chop them up and I freeze them.
Good.
So this is a hack that I think you can consider.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it feels like a cooking show. So I was like, welcome to Cooking Lunch with Kai.
It should be cooking with Wendy, right?
No, cooking with you. I'm a new chef.
Okay, so for today, since we are doing like a regular, easy to cook kind of meal, I think we can do a steamed chicken in soya sauce and oyster sauce. So it's one of my go-to meals if like I really have no inspiration for anything. And we can prepare some carrots as a side dish for the next few days. Like there's actually tofu that's sold in these blocks, these mini blocks of tofu. So I think it's very good for small families or individuals because you can just use like one portion. But I love tofu. Shout out to tofu. Oh, we can also do a century egg tofu dish.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Very fast, 1 minute.
So good.
Really? You're not lying, right?
No, I'm not. I'm not just saying this. Like, this encourages me to cook at home. Because I'm like, if I can make this with like what we spent to prep, then actually it's not that bad.
Now that I've learned a bit from the master, it's time to put my skills to the test.
Kind of want to bring in some fun, so I thought, let's do a lunch swap. So I asked. First person to say no, second person to say no. And then how do you eat scrambled eggs? So I managed to get like 3 people to swap lunch with me tomorrow, so success. It is currently, I think, 8 a.m. Okay, it's not that early, I think, I don't know. I'm gonna make my lunch swap for today.
But first,
breakfast ASMR. Breakfast ASMR. This is my purchase of yesterday. I'm actually really happy eating cereal. And for those who put milk before cereal, could you kindly do me a favor and unsubscribe? Thanks.
So I did my grocery run the day before, like the responsible adult I pretend to be. Now, let's hope this creamy chicken tastes as good as it sounds.
Fun fact, I thought I messed up my dish this morning when I was cooking it because it was low-key a little bit burnt. So hopefully it tastes good. Yeah? Yeah.
I have rice, an omelette with pickles in it, and some fried dates with black beans.
Scrambled egg and sandwich.
Heavy product. I have a sweet potato. It costs $1.25, and I just put some cheese and sour cream on top.
Okay, so I have chicken thigh and pumpkin, kimchi, and sweet potato, but this is the purple version. So my family, we meal prep every day, and then we just all split it.
Oh, nice. It's just a habit. Like after a while, you do it so many times, you're like, okay, night time, I need to prep my food for tomorrow. Then it's sort of like a wind down also.
And sometimes if you cook in bulk, you can just store it in the fridge.
Right.
And you just take it like the next day.
But don't you feel sian like eating the same thing all the time?
Yeah, me then okay.
It honestly feels like I'm just learning to be an adult here. Let's learn together. 1. Plan meals ahead. Make a grocery list and try not to impulse buy 6 snacks and a bottle of oat milk you don't need. 2. Cooking with stuff I already have in the kitchen? Shockingly doable. Also, cheaper than getting new ingredients all the time and pretending I'm a master chef every week.
Bro, I always use this stupid device wrong. Nothing goes to waste. It's good to plan or have dishes that you want to make, but at the same time, not everything has to be complicated. So I was just thinking, what's in my fridge? What can I make? Then I was like, maybe I can throw this together. It should taste okay. It should taste good. And honestly, it tastes great. What did you say about my food?
You have been amazing in the kitchen, coming up with amazing dishes since beginning of this month. I can say, yeah?
To say so. Let me to give a long speech.
We can just...
Final thought? Trying to keep grocery spending to a minimum? Big goal. Lofty. Aspirational even. Execution? We're working on it. Alright, so we're back. Yeah, anyway, I am done with my 2-week experiment, and honestly, I must say, I have enjoyed cooking quite a lot more now. The god of flavor, the spirit of seasoning was working in my favor because the food that was coming out was, yeah. I gave myself a budget of $105 for each week, and guess what? We did not stick to the budget. So, eating out, I spent a total of $134.40, which I think is not bad. That comes up to about $6.40 per meal, which actually in this economy feels like the norm. Cooking at home, I spent $122.94. Honestly, if you plan your meals properly, you can stick within like $100 budget or even lesser. Yeah, so that said, New Year's resolution, cost, was it met? Yes. I feel like I reduced costs for sure. Although the difference in how much I spent eating out versus cooking at home was only about $10. So while cooking at home was a cheaper alternative, whether it's worth making the switch is entirely debatable. When I cooked at home, I became a lot more conscious of whether I'm getting my greens. So it at least helps me to have a more balanced diet. So that was one. Time and effort spent. I don't think it's sustainable for me to always cook. And I feel like it applies to every working person out there. Like, where are you gonna find the time to wake up? Where are you gonna find the time to like meal prep? I get it. There are simple ways to do it. There are quick recipes to make. Not everything is like an hour, but if you are like me and you are also social, I don't think it's a feasible thing to like always be cooking. It's a lot easier if I do a hybrid situation, which is I cook for some meals and some meals I leave it open for social activities. As I was going through this experiment, I began noticing certain habits I have that inadvertently contributes to the waste situation in Singapore. Especially after speaking to a few Singaporeans to know that the situation about Semakau filling up in 10 years' time is quite concerning. It made me a lot more mindful of how I order and more conscious about bringing reusables. I feel like we should be more mindful of how our little actions collectively impact the environment. I realized that when I cook at home, I'm a lot more mindful of like what goes onto my plate. I finish everything. I think it's like an afterthought when you're eating out. You just feel like, it's a little bit here, it's a little bit there, it's fine. But yeah, I realized it's not that fine after all. Yeah. Go cook a meal, go spend less, go waste less, and go live your best. It rhymed. Okay, bye! If you're looking for inspiration to live more sustainably, check out the WasteLessSayYES reality series starring personalities such as Avery Aloysius, Chen Ning, Irene Ang, Suhaimi and Yong as they take on various challenges to reduce waste at different points of purchase. You can watch the series on the Clean and Green Singapore YouTube page. Also, follow the Clean and Green SG Facebook and Instagram pages to stay updated on the Say Yes to Waste Less movement and catch the exciting Waste Less Supermart events happening around Singapore.